Welcome to the Learn to Sew Academy channel. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you.
This is the second video on how to make this jumpsuit. If you have not seen the first video, please click on the link in the description and that will take you to the first video on how to cut this jumpsuit. This video walks you through how to sew this jumpsuit as well as how to cut the sleeves. So I've added few civil interfacing on the facing and we're just going to attach them to the fabric, doing right side to right side. So we're going to go to the sewing machine and just sew it from one side to the other, and we're going to do likewise with the back panels. We're going to join the front and the back together now. So we want to open the seams at the shoulder area. Be sure to match where the seams are for the front part and the back, and you just go across and you sew, starting from that middle, you sew across one way, sew it the other way, and you do likewise for the second part, the second side as well. To sew the pants, we start with the front panel. You want to put them right side to right side, and you just want to stitch that across from the top to the end of the crotch area. Now you take the back, and for the back, you're going to be doing the same thing, except that we're going to be using a basting stitch. Remember, there's going to be a zipper, so we'll remove the stitch later. Next, we'll attach the pockets. To do the pockets, what I'm going to be doing here is, you want the pocket such that the right side is going to be the inner part. So before you sew it, you just check your fabric, be sure you're aligning it the right way, because your right side will be the inner part, because this is what we're going to be having when we're done attaching everything. We're going to have part of this showing up, so you need it to be the right side. Your pocket is going to stand this way, so this is going to show up, so you can just check that first before you do your sewing. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take this like this. You're going to turn it this way, and we have the right side facing the right side. So that by the time you join that, it's going to fold in like that, and it's going to be just like this when we are ready to join it to the back panels. So again, it's going to be right side facing right side, and you align those slants together. So that when you finish sewing it, this is what you're going to have. Something like that. This right here, you can go ahead and iron it flat. If you like, you can also put a stitch across like that to hold it if you want to. We're going to align the pocket such that this end matches this side of the pants, and then we're going to go ahead and just stitch the bottom of the pocket. So we're gonna stitch this together, and then when we do that, we're gonna hold it here with a pin temporarily, just to make sure it's not shifting. And then we're gonna take our back panel. We're gonna align this to the back panel like so. The top right here too, I'll use a pin to hold it so it's not shifting. You can also just run a stitch right here to hold it just temporarily. So what I'm going to do after I've done that is I'm going to align it with the back panel. And because this back panel is shaped a little, and this pocket is still straight because of when we cut it, we just cut it straight. So we can just shape that too, so that it matches that side of the pants. So we're going to match this. As you can see, this is a pocket right here. That's going to be the pocket. So you're going to match that to the back. And there's going to be some room here, depending on how much slant you did. You can make it a bigger slant if you want. So we're going to be sewing like that all the way, and then we'll sew together the pockets. When we get to this area, we're going to sew the pocket together to the back panel. So that's what we're going to do. So we match this with this, and we start first without sewing the part of the pocket. We just keep sewing like that until we get to where the pocket is, and then we just sew the pocket together. So we sew it all the way to the end of the pants, and we'll move to the other side and we do exactly the same thing. Then when we are done with that, we'll come to the middle. When we have the middle section, and we're going to join it at the middle as well. So you can come right here to the middle, you open up the seam at the middle where you have the joining at the crotch area. You open that seam up, then you sew from there. You sew all the way down to the end of the pants. You come back here, you sew again, use your back stitch, sew all the way down to the end of the pants. And when you do that, this pants will look formed. I wanted to mention that when you join the sides of the pants, leave about 1 to 2 inches open. You're going to need that when you join your bodice later. Next, remove the basting stitch that you have at the back where your zipper is going to end, so that we can have an opening now for a zipper. Just match the middle of the front part. You match it to the middle of the bodice. And then you sew across and you sew over here. And then you do likewise for the back too. You just want to match the back. Now notice that when we sew the pants, we left some part open in the top of the pant, and we also left some part open here. So that is where you're going to be joining the back. For the back, we have some of the back open around the crotch area because the zipper is going to be over here. So we're just going to match the two panels that we have at the back. We're going to match it with the opening at the back as well, and then we're going to join those sides as well. And we're going to be doing right side to right side. So we're joining the back, we're joining the front to form a full jumpsuit. And then when that is done, we're coming to the side and we're just going to join it from the bodies all the way down to the side of the pants. And that will make it a complete full jumpsuit when we join both sides. And then we'll come and work on the sleeve. I'll now cut the sleeve. I'll show you how to do that. We'll measure and cut it, and then we'll put the sleeves. For each sleeve, we're going to be needing a strip of fabric that's folded into two. This is about 2.5 inches wide when folded. We are also going to need a round sleeve. So together they're going to form a sleeve. The strip of fabric is dependent on your sleeve round, but we'll shape it later because it's not going to be going completely all around your arm. My length after I'm done sewing is going to be 2 inches. So you want to consider your seam allowance when you cut the length of the upper part of the sleeve. So for my lower part of the sleeve, which is going to be like a round sleeve, what I'm doing here is I've folded them. First I fold this way and then I fold again like this. What I'm going to be using is I'm using the 11 inches, which is the sleeve round measurement. That's what I'm going to be using. And I divide that by 6.28. I'm going to have 1.75. But then because I want the sleeves to have a lot of gathers, so I'm going to add 6 to that, to the 11 inches. That gives me 17 inches. So I'm going to say 17 inches divided by 6.28 to give me my radius. So that's going to give me 2.71, and that's going to be my radius I'm going to be using here. So I'm looking for 2.71, and I'm just going to approximate it to the most convenient number that I can find on my tape. So I'm going to do 2.75, and the extra will just go to my gathers as well. So I'm now measuring from this tip right here, and I'm just going to be doing the 2.75 all across. And I'm just going to connect that line. Then the length I need for this is 4 inches, but I'm going to add additional 1 inch at the bottom for my hemming at the bottom. So that's going to give me 5 inches. So I'm going to do from the top here, I'm going to do, we know that this is 2.75 plus 5, that's going to be 7.75. So this is where it is, but I'm just going to round it up to 8. That'll only make my sleeve a little bit longer, which is okay by me. So I'm going to connect those lines, and I'm going to cut this. And because I have 2 sleeves, I'm going to do one more sleeve. I already cut 2 strips of fabric, so I'm going to do one more of the circle sleeve. I'm just aligning the open part with this over here. And I'll just cut. And then I'm going to open one of the sides. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to go and run gather stitch all across the edge of the circle, and then I'll draw my gathers and I'll attach it to this strip of fabric. Now if you like, you can decide to put a fusible interfacing over here on one side of it. If you just want it to stand stronger, you can do that. So you attach the zipper to the back of your jumpsuit, and you also join the jumpsuit at the sides. So once you're done, you now get your sleeve. Now I've attached the sleeve to the bottom one like I explained, and what we are trying to get is what is going to look somewhat like this. Okay, this is what we're aiming for. Now this bottom part, it's left to you. If you want it to be much longer, you can make this longer than what we have here, but this is the size I wanted. So what we are trying to achieve now is something that's going to look like this. So because of that, this bottom part, I'm going to be shaping it. To shape the sleeves, after joining the bottom part to the strip of fabric, you just want to measure how much you need over here, and you can do that by measuring the distance around your upper arm from one side to the other. So that's how you know how much you need over here. And of course you leave your seam allowance, whether half or 1. So I'm leaving ½ inch here. You're going to shape this to form a slight curve. I'm going to open up the seam, then I'll open up the seam at the side of the jumpsuit, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'll sew it this way. and I'll do the other one too. I'll sew across this way, and then what is left will be my cold shoulder right here. So after I've sewn that, I'm gonna either use a bias tape, or you can just turn this in. You can also overlock this all across, turn it in, and then you just hem it. So here we have, everything is complete now, and you can see how it looks in the pictures. Here have the pockets. The bottom has been hemmed, and this is the back. So I hope you liked this video. Please leave me a thumbs up if you did, and also please be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Click the bell and share our videos. Thank you. Bye.